Train. This is the song.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It's Friday night, and anything that can go wrong will, right? And it's okay. I do have my grandson with me tonight, so he may be making a special guest appearance. We'll see. Um, so yes, the initial stream I was unlisted, so there's always that. But yeah, so I'm terribly glad it's Friday night. I think we're live. I'm pretty sure. Um, we're a couple minutes late, but there's Scott. How you doing, bud? It's always good to know that I went unlisted the first couple of minutes, and so I had to kind of start all over again. But that's okay. It's not the first time I've done that, right? Finally, I didn't fall asleep, so I am really, really hoping that Crisp is doing its job, because I've got trains in the background that are extremely noisy. So I don't know if Crisp is going to sound like I'm underwater. When I did a little test earlier, when the trains got really loud, it sounded like I was kind of underwater. So
I choose the bunny. I choose the rocket train.
He's choosing the rocket train. Yes, maybe a tough night. So anyway, hey, Scott says, hey, Hoss.
Ready?
Dinosaur train.
Set,
yeah, it's got his attention. So, anyway, so I was all set to get the new Insta360 Go 3. Okay? Saving up my little pennies, ready to just pull the trigger on that. I have 2 of the original Osmo Actions. And I don't know if you saw the lake video that I just posted this week. It was shot with 2 of these. No microphone, no external microphone, just the onboard. Had one sitting kind of in front of me and had one back over my shoulder, pointing ahead of me. And I think it did a phenomenal job. So, can you turn that down just a little bit?
That's the fastest
practice
run so far.
Bubba, Hoss.
To try again. So
Hoss.
If you're ready to race with
one moment, please. Can you turn that down just a little bit?
It's the rocket train. It is rocket powered. It does best
Thank you.
On straightaways.
Okay. Doesn't have to be up at volume 10. But so anyway, these things have done phenomenal, right? I've had them for a couple of years, and I really am impressed with this little camera. But the Go 3, I was impressed with it because it was so small, and you can put it like, I normally wear a ball cap, and I can just turn the ball cap around and put it on that little band right there. And so, I don't know, it just seems these are kind of big in comparison to the Go 3, right? And then they came out with the Osmo 4. Now, the Osmo 2, I had no interest in whatsoever. It was the 2 little cubes that kind of clicked together, and it wasn't for me. And then the Osmo 3 came out, and it looked exactly like the Osmo original, but it took a different battery. And I've got 2 of these, so I've got a slew of batteries for these. I've got all the accessories that go with these. So for me to get into basically another ecosystem, even though it's an Osmo Action, it would be like starting over. But if I went the Insta360 Go 3, would be starting all over too. So yeah, you see my dilemma. Well, the Osmo 4 has got the little bit bigger sensor. It's got the 10-bit color, whatever. It's just the colors are a lot more vibrant than they are on the original Osmo. And from what I understand, the DJI microphone can plug directly into the side of the camera, which this one you have to use an adapter to plug an external mic in. So yeah, the external mic sounds a little bit better, but when you do that, it's not waterproof anymore. Now, I know the 4 wouldn't be either, but if you're holding this pretty close to you, it's got a pretty good mic. I think the field of view is close to the same. So the only thing I'd really be gaining is better color. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm at a kind of a loss there. Maybe headphones for Bubba. I don't know. He's 3, so I don't know that he would wear them. Can you hear his games? If you can, I'll go put him. I'll send him to the building. Lewis says, "Hey everyone." So yeah, let me know if Crisp is not blocking that out, and if it isn't, I'll try to send him to the bedroom. Because he's just playing a game, so not a big deal. But so the Osmo 4 is about $100 or so less than the Insta360 Go 3 with the accessories. I think the cameras come in really close to being around the same price. They're not that much difference. But I have all the accessories for the original Osmo, so I wouldn't really need to pick up a whole lot, just maybe some spare batteries. Which leads me to another thing. The battery life on the 4 is supposed to be a lot better than on the original. These will go about an hour. If you noticed, I was kind of sunburned before we started because I forgot to turn the cameras on. And then one of them died. And big difference between the lake and the river is you can't just pull off to the side and jump out, right? Everything is really deep. So we had to wait a little bit until we could find a place to get out, switch the batteries, and then they lasted about another hour. So I really can't complain about the battery life, but the 4 is supposed to have even better battery life. So yes, they are different batteries, and I would have to start all over with that again. But and the little Go 3, it charges internally. It doesn't take a battery. So I'm really torn as to which way to go, right? And then if I jump on the 4 and they come out with a 5 that's even better, it's kind of like the GoPros, right? I think they finally got it right with the 11, but like the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 10, I mean, and I think they all take different batteries. So I may be kind of shooting myself in the foot and getting into the same problem. I might just be satisfied with what I have, right? But I am really interested in that Osmo 4. Because these could still stay on the kayak. And the Osmo 4 could be like a, you know, running around town. When I went to Florida, I had an 80 and a 90D with me, and the only camera I ever got out was this one. I actually never put it up. So it was laying beside me all the time. So I do always have an M6 with me. Until lately, it was 109 degrees today, and I just don't feel comfortable taking a camera out in that kind of heat. Especially if I'm going to be running in a store and it's going to have to stay in the truck for any length of time. It's just not something that I want to try. So I have been leaving at home the last couple of days, and you know, it just, for some reason, it seems like this would fare better. Like, I didn't even think about this baking out in the sun at the lake, and it did just fine. I mean, but, and if I tip, it's waterproof. Okay. I don't think you could see the mounts, but I've got permanent mounts on my kayak. So if I tip, I'm not losing another camera. Been there, done that. I have bought the t-shirt, right? So, yeah. Oh, you can hear him playing. Okay. Hey, Bubba. Can you go get him on Granny's bed? Pause. Hey. Bubba. Bubba. Will you go? Well, hon, we can hear you on the microphone. Can you go get on Granny's bed and play? Well, I know, but we can hear you on the microphone. So Chris been drowning that out, because it does drown out the computer. I thought it drowned it out, but yeah. So only one night a week I do a live stream, right? Yeah. Okay. Hey Charles, how you doing, bud? Here, I can turn it down. Yes, I can. Here. Okay. Maybe that will help some. It doesn't have to be at, volume 100. We'll see. So, sorry about that. Hey, Big D, what's up? Just another Friday night, bud.
I want water, and I want the water to
I think
be...
you'd like to say hi.
I want the water to be in the eggs.
Okay. Okay. So here's your choices. You need to be quiet. Remember we talked about this? For an hour?
I just want...
Reasoning with a 3-year-old is not... You're not going to win on this one. Yeah.
The egg.
Well, I don't know how to do that. So just make yourself happy or go get on Granny's bed. Okay. So, anyway. So what do you guys think? Between the Insta360 Go 3... Go 3? Yeah. That little bitty white thing. And the Osmo Action 4. Right? Let's see. If it's spoken words, even from a toy, it will get through. Okay. But his cartoons didn't. So when I did a test actually earlier, and the only thing I noticed was it kind of, when the toy was sounding was really loud, it kind of sounded like I was underwater a little bit. But then I fight the air conditioner, and I'm fighting several different things too. So Chris was being put through its paces. Yes. So yes, unfortunately, he's into the dinosaur train tonight. It was dinosaurs before that today. So tonight he just kind of refound the dinosaur train, but he hardly ever gets to spend Friday night with me, so I wasn't about to say no. It's one of those type deals. And he has not had a nap. So what do you want me to do? Okay, we'll put it up. Okay. Okay, here. See if I can fix this. One moment, please. Hang on just a second. Okay, I think maybe we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's just gonna be one of those nights. But I would like your guys' input, because you guys know cameras, and is it worth the $400 to upgrade? The colors really do look a lot better than these. A little bit bigger sensor, so it probably does a little bit better in low light, although I have learned my lesson with that, and I do carry lights with me now. And certainly if I was going to go on a trip, I would have 2 or 3 lights with me, but I'm intrigued. Let's put it that way. And like I said, I was literally planning Friday, today, to buy the Insta360 Go 3. And then they came out with that like on Tuesday or Wednesday or something. And so that kind of threw all my plans, went kaput, But because I really think I'm liking that Osmo Action. I'm kind of an Osmo girl, Haven't really ever gotten into the GoPros just because I don't like the fact you have to buy a subscription. Okay, that kind of doesn't sit well with me. If I buy something, I just want to buy it once. Okay, so yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of see which way it goes. But yeah, other than that, it's been kind of a quiet week. We didn't get to go last weekend, and I cannot remember now why, which was probably a blessing in disguise because my sunburn is just peeling now. I'm kind of at the end of the peeling. And so if I'd gone last weekend and added that too, yeah, I probably would have not fared very well. But I would have done it. I would have been out there. He says, Lewis says, no worries. iPhondo made his review video of the Osmo 4 camera. Yes, there was a lady that speaks. Here we go again. I'd never remember these people's names. But anyway, they had sent her the camera to review on her Japanese channel, maybe Chinese channel. I don't know, one of those. And she did, because they sponsored that video. And then, so she also did an American version in English, and that was not sponsored. And the colors just super, super duper impressed me. I don't think the little Go 3 can even come close to the Osmo 4. Yes, it's bigger, but the Osmo 4 now, they have got, like, this is in a case, obviously, but apparently now they have like a magnet thing, so you can shoot, like, you can put it on the stick vertically or horizontally, and it just hooks on with a magnet. Now, I wouldn't trust that on the kayak, because if you turn over and it hits something, I think the magnets would give. But for just walking around and vlogging, I think it'd be great. It'd be fine. It's, from the looks of it, the housing looks the same size, the lens looks bigger. I have a little protective thing on, but the lens itself looks bigger. Now, I have ND filters for this. I have, like I said, the microphone attachment, which I really don't use that much because you lose the waterproofness if you take this housing off, which is where you plug the mic in. So I don't really use that often. It is, better at night, but I don't really shoot that much at night. So I don't know if it's worth the $400 just to have it or not. You know what I'm saying? Remind me what you are broadcasting with camera-wise. The color and density is perfect. So, Scott, this is the camera. I never told anybody what it was. Okay, this is my cheapy. So, this is the M6 Mark II. Okay, and I have two of them, but I like to keep one of them with me, and so I was having an issue internally in my head with having to take one off and come back every Friday and get everything set back up and have them try to match and look about the same. So I bought a cheapy deepy camera. Okay, it's still a Canon, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one has the 22 millimeter on it, and I'm thinking this is the 24 millimeter. Yes. So, um, so this is the cheapy Canon, right? It's like the cheapest mirrorless camera that you can, that's not a point and shoot. So, can you guess what it is? Because I haven't told anybody. I think Peter knows, but yeah. But thank you very much. I did finally figure out it's very much geared to the point and shoot crowd, and so the menu is very hard to get to. But I did finally figure out how to get to it, and because it doesn't want you to set anything, right? Shooting in manual, what? You know. But I did finally figure out how to kind of work around some of the things and get it set to manual. So thank you very much. And there's Deborah's. Hey, Sly. How are you doing? Are you home again? Debbie is retired and she loves to travel, right? And so her and her man go to points everywhere. I think they've been to Yellowstone and just all over. So she was gone, I know, a couple weeks ago. So she's probably back. Some kind young man. You're about to be sent. Oh, did it die?
No.
Well, it looks like it died. It died. Oh no, there it is. I don't know how you turn it off. So Scott says some kind of Rebel SL3 or something. No, it's not even that expensive. It's an M200, right? So I had actually bought an M6, the original, okay? Because if it's just going to sit here, it's never going to leave this tripod, okay? So I got an M6 in because they're like dirt cheap right now, and lo and behold, it doesn't have clean HDMI out. So I had to have something fairly new. Oh, we don't want to exit the child profile. Okay, there you go, Bubba. So, they put this on sale and for like $150 off because they were trying to get rid of them. And I snagged one up. So, yeah. So this was less than the Osmo 4. And Debbie says, yes, I'm home for now. Good. For now. Did you get that for now? I mean, she's going to take off again. Scott says, pretty amazing. Yes. And it kind of just goes to show that you don't have to have a really expensive camera to do like live streaming or now, like I said, I've never had it off the tripod, so I don't know how it does out and about. I'm pretty sure at the price I paid, it has no image stabilization whatsoever. Probably nothing. But it is the M mount, so it does take the lenses that my M6s take. It's like a it's not much bigger than a credit card, honestly. Maybe 25% bigger than a credit card. It's tiny, right? If I thought the M6 was tiny, the M200 is even tinier. And it has it has a lot of similarity to the M6. It has the flip up screen, all the, well, they're not. I don't even know if it takes a microphone. So it just, yeah, it was just a cheapy deepy that I can keep right in front of me on the tripod. It's like a permanent thing. So, so are you doing a custom white balance or a Kelvin setting? So on this camera, I had a lot of trouble finding out, like I put it in manual, which you have to dig to find that. because it honestly, it wants you to treat it like a point and shoot where you just don't even think about manual, right? So I finally figured out how to set the aperture and the f-stop and stuff like that. But when you try to set the white balance, I'm thinking it's Kelvin, because it's in there, but like I said, like when you first hit menu, it has pictures, not even words, just pictures. Okay, camera and a video camera, right? So yeah, it's like you have to get through a couple of steps to get to a Canon menu, right? So I think it's honestly on auto white balance, to be honest with you. I don't think I figured out how to change that. So yeah, gosh, it even has a pop-up flash. Does it? I don't think it does it. Are you sure? I don't see one. I don't know. If you say so. It does just what I want it to do. It just sits there. It has the same exact size screen, I think, as the M6. I'm kind of looking at them both. The screen that I look at looks as good as the M6. So yeah, I was kind of impressed with this little thing. Lewis has the original M, like not the M100 or the M200, but the original M. And there's a program called Magic Lantern that will bring that camera to do everything this camera will do. But I don't know how to do all that. Now I'm sure I could figure it out, but I've had some issues this week with the Mac. So I've got several videos to edit, and I had already loaded them on the computer. Big mistake. The Mac's memory, or the Mac's what is it, 256 or whatever it is. It's tiny. And so the one video I couldn't even edit with the other videos loaded, right? So, I mean, I wasn't even working on them or anything. They were just sitting there. And yeah, so I had to take everything off again and put it on an external, and then edit the lake, put it on an external, and then it was, yeah. So it hasn't been my week for computers. Let's put it like that. Scott says you have to pop it up. Wouldn't it hit the screen? Because the screen pops up. But I'm kind of curious now. But like I said, I got it in. I think I got it in on a Thursday or Friday. And so I'm trying to, the first thing you do is hit that menu button, and it pops up with pictures. And I'm like, okay, is there no menu? And it did take me a while to figure it. It took me a couple of weeks to figure out how to get into the menu to actually set it how I wanted it. So I tend to like on the Canon, I like I believe it's called Faithful. It's a built-in, I guess kind of like a LUTs, but or a LUT, but they both these cameras have it. So you can get them set really, really close to each other. So that's what I did, because I was kind of wanted to make it look like they're both M6s. And I think I got pretty close. I think. I don't know. For the price that I paid for that thing, I'm happy with it. Right? I mean, it's not for making videos or anything. It's just strictly for Friday nights. So, and like I said, it was less than the new Osmo. Yeah. So there's that. Something just happened. What just happened, bub? Let's see. What do you mean something just happened? No, it's doing fine. You're brushing his teeth. Brushing his teeth. Brushing a dinosaur's teeth. I believe the dinosaur went to the dentist and went. Would you like to come say hello? Well, Bubba, it looks like it's working to me. Well, there you go. You're probably running out of the memory. I don't know. So anyway, guys, I'm probably going to cut this short tonight because little man has not had a nap. And I thought it would go okay if I gave him a computer game to play with. Obviously, I was mistaken because he hasn't had a nap. So we kind of had errands to run, and then we went out to eat with my son, and you know, so he missed nap time. Yeah, because Granny was running him all around town. But yeah, if you guys have any, Scott, what do you think? Osmo Action 4, Insta360 Go 3. I mean, I don't really do a lot of action. I just like the idea of the Go 3 because you can put it on your ball cap and I can chase him around. And he's fast. I'm not. And I can also put it on him and get a different perspective. I did learn not to mic a 3-year-old. Okay. The dinosaur video we did was great until I put a mic on him, and then I bet I had to edit out 100 grannies, right? That was like, yeah, that really slowed down the editing process because I guess I didn't realize how much he yells at me. But he does a lot. So, don't mic a 3-year-old, right? But I could put the camera on him and just mute it and just let him go to town. And you'd get a perspective from, you know, 30 inches off the ground. We took him to an arcade last night, like a big indoor, like Incredible Pizza. I don't know if you guys have those where you are, but it was so cool because you walk through, and as an adult, you've seen all this a million times, but he's never seen anything like that. So he was just completely in awe of the whole thing. And that's just so cool to watch. So, yeah. Scott says, it always aggravates me to switch battery platforms. I'm annoyed with both options. I'm right there with you, Scott. I feel that. That's why I was so adamant about picking up 2 M6s so I could change everything out. Everything was the same, right? I have a G7X Mark III, takes a different battery. This little M200 takes a different battery, but it's on a dummy battery, so I don't really have to worry about that one. The Sony takes a different battery. The Osmos everything takes a different battery. And Roy had said one time he has a table dedicated to charging all his batteries. And I'm there, right? I mean, when we got ready to go to the lake, you know, I wanted to make sure all the Osmo batteries were charged. The 360 takes it's a different battery. I mean, and so not only do you have to have all these batteries, you have to have all the chargers for them, which is completely annoying, right? Annoying and aggravating. I understand. In fact, I was just getting ready to make a video about a little gadget bag or whatever. So this is the battery for the M6. This is the battery for the 80 and 90D, which, by the way, did take the same battery. Thank you, Canon. But I've kind of gotten away from those. So, but look at the size difference there. Obviously, this is not going to last as long, right? And it doesn't. Now, having said that, you can put, when you go to like store them, you can put about 2 of these where one of these fits. So there is that. But
I got a problem.
We've got Technical difficulties. Seem to have more when we're tired. Is that what you want? So he has learned that if you hit the space bar, it blues out the whole screen. Well, no, I should say he hasn't learned how to undo it. He's just learned how to do it. And then it's another granny, you know. So I may have left Canon if they decided to change battery types. It is annoying because I think like the G7X takes a different battery than the M6, which takes a different battery than the M200, which obviously takes a different battery than the big DSLRs. But yeah, it just, what are you going to do? I mean, so I'm getting ready to set up a table with nothing but chargers on it, just so I can keep the batteries to all these different things charged up. You know, these Osmos just kind of sit in a bag until we go around water. Because I love them, don't get me wrong. I think they're a great little camera, but I don't think they can hold a candle to the M6. I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking next time we go to Dinosaur World of shooting the whole thing on an action camera, for a couple of reasons. But I can put it like on the strap of the backpack, and it's just kind of there, right? Some of the things though, you had to like, you didn't want just a straight shot, right? So that's pretty much all you're going to get with an action camera. With the M6s, I feel like you get a much better, you get a better file that you can work with, for one thing. But yeah, so I don't know, I'm kind of torn. That 10-bit color thing is, if it wasn't for that and it wasn't for the bigger sensor, I probably, because like the Osmo 3 I had no interest in. It's just, yeah, I think they gave it a good shot with the 4. So yeah, kind of interested in that. Peter says, hey guys, how's the Lady of the Lake? Such beautiful scenery, right? And you know, with the lake, there's nothing to hit. Kind of boring for you guys. I don't capsize or anything like that. But, yeah, and that was the maiden voyage of the kayak that I bought when I went to Florida. I bought it in Georgia, but on my way home from Florida, I stopped and bought this kayak, and I never got to use it, right? I was sick last summer, and so I'd never gotten it out. So this was its maiden voyage. It didn't have any holes. Everything, it was watertight. Everything was good. But it was just really nice. Yes, I had to paddle a little bit more. I don't care. Okay. There was no rocks to hit. There was no trees to get tangled up in. It was just kind of nice to be out on the lake and just kind of paddling around. So yeah, and it was a gorgeous day. Now, like I said, today the temperatures were 109. They have been for a couple of weeks. We are literally baking here. We're supposed to get a reprieve next week. The rain's supposed to kind of come in and cool things down to the low 90s, which will seem like fall. And it probably will be the start of fall. And that was another thing. The lake was incredibly warm. The lakes stay warmer than the rivers because the rivers got the water flowing through it. But it was just really nice not to have to... I didn't even have my life jacket on, right? I mean, the worst thing we got were some waves. And the boaters were very respectful. There was a lot of kayakers out there. And we were on one side, and there was some other people directly across from us. There were some people on a... what do they call it? A sup? I don't know what that stands for, but it's where you stand on it. It's like a board, and you stand on it, and you just kind of paddle like the people in the gondolas. And so they were being very respectful, and they were really driving slow around us. And then you could hear them take off once they got past us. So kudos to them, because a lot of lake people aren't like that. They don't care they have as much right out there as you do, and they can make a wake if they want to, and whatever. But it was just when the wake would come, it would just be very gentle, and the fishing was lousy. Let me tell you, the weather's been way too hot on what these fish are eating or where they're going to eat, but they were not where we were. So the fishing was lousy, but the day was absolutely beautiful, and I didn't care. I was just happy just being out, right? Peter says, "Oh, really? That was the first time that kayak went out? I didn't realize it. Stayed home for so long. Did you like it?" Yes, I did. I loved it. It's heavier and longer than my other one, and it just really tracked really well. Felt like it was a lot more stable. It's size-wise, width-wise, I don't think it's that much bigger, but it felt like it was just a lot more stable. It didn't feel as tippy. So, yeah, that was its maiden voyage, and I'm glad we went on a lake. G was a little bit worried about me because there is a lot more paddling. You don't have the current to help take you. Like on the river, you put upstream and you go downstream, and so the river helps take you. I didn't have any trouble at all, except for the sunburn. Yeah, and that was my own fault, I saw that speedy boat fly past you, but he was all the way on the far side of that. Very considerate. Yes. They did a good job. I have no complaints. They were very respectful, and as we were getting out, there was about 20 people. G thought it was a family, like a family reunion type thing. I don't know if it was that or a kayak club, but there was about 20 kayaks getting ready to get in the water, and they were getting ready. I guess there's a contest coming up, and they were practicing. So yeah, I don't think I'm ready for any contests. I just like to get out and just paddle around, just kind of do my own thing, But the Osmos, I think they did remarkable, right? Now, I've never had a GoPro, so I can't compare it. A buddy of mine does, his whole channel is shot with a GoPro 11. He started out, I think, with a 10, and now he's on an 11. And the 11, noticeable difference, okay, from the 10. Good. Do you want to say hi to everybody? You want to come sit in my lap? Okay. No, you can't bring that. You can't bring this. Okay. Well, if he can't bring that, he didn't want to do it. But I don't think I'm ready to devote everything to the Osmo, but I think it does have its place. And with the colors being so much better on the 4, I'm really kind of leaning towards that. And like I said, I was ready to pull the trigger on the Insta360 Go 3, just because of the convenience and the size. But man, that 4 has really kind of got my interest. So, I'm gonna put on my what was that thing on Johnny Carson where he was like a fortune teller? I'm gonna put on my little fortune teller hat and say I will probably buy the 4, and then 6 months later get the Go 3, just because I know me, and that's how I roll. Peter says, do you have subscribers only mode on, or just slow mode only? I can write faster tonight. So I don't have either on, because I went on unlisted, and so I had to close that and start a new one. And so yeah, there's that, right? Just one of those days, Jeff, how you doing, bud? Good day. How was all? Great to see you on the water. Love going kayaking and fishing in them. There's nothing like going on the water and being in the moment. Yes, except that I forgot to, I did spray, I thought, like arms. I forgot to put it on my face, and I forgot my feet. So there's that. So need a little better. Peter says the picture rendition the camera did on the lake was eye-popping. Wow. So, right, I think these little Osmos are man, they're good cameras, right? I think the Osmo 2 and 3, I wouldn't give you $100 for them. But the 4, I watched that lady's review, and I'm really kind of impressed with the 4. So I'm really kind of leaning, and here we go, having to buy new batteries and, you know, the whole rigmarole again. But I think if I use the originals for B-roll and use the 4 for on me, I don't know, because it just really, you know, I liked having the 2 cameras, and then when you pieced them together, they matched up. So yeah, I don't know. Deb says he is so cute. Yeah, well, sometimes I'd give you a nickel for him, but most of the time, yeah, he is. Peter says, tell Haas I want to say hi to him. You want to say hi to Peter? Say hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
That's about all you're going to get. I'm thinking being in the moment, dude. Yes. You had Deb and Peter jumped in on you there, Jeff. Yeah, it's yeah, it was just fun, and we brought home an amazing amount of sand. There was sand everywhere. You know, you wouldn't think just a little bit. You don't get that at the river because it's more rocks, but the lake is more sand when you're getting in and out, and we had sand everywhere. Karnak, yes, the Karnak turbine, right? So Karnak predicts that I will get the 4, and in 6 months the Go 3, right? Because I know how I am, and I really was settled on the Go 3, and I was ready to pull the trigger on it, and I was going to buy it today, actually. And then that Go 4 came out, and sure is making me rethink things. Do you have the attachments for when kayaking? For the cameras? Yes. Jeff, a couple of years ago, I had bought a 10-foot kayak, and I just had one of these at the time. It was my first one. And I thought we were getting out because we had paddled for several hours. And it looked like where we had parked the truck. So I thought that's where we were getting out. And I had taken the camera off of its, I can't even think what they're called now. They're things that fit in the tracks. Yak something. Anyway, I had taken it off of that to do the outro, and that's not where we were getting out. We had another 3.5 miles to go. And so I had done my outro, and I had just laid it on top of my life jacket, right? Well, I was tired, and so we rested for a little bit, pulled our kayaks out of the current and rested a little bit. And when we got back in to go, camera is still laying on top of my life jacket, right? And my son pushes me into the current, and it takes me immediately into a tree, capsizes the kayak, the tree took me underwater, and it was a big bad deal. So I got beat up pretty good, but I lost everything. Camera, fishing poles, everything. It was kind of funny because like the water bottles and stuff floated about 30 feet from me, too far for me to just reach out and grab, but I could see them, and my life jacket floated straight to me. So that was definitely a God thing. So now I don't go on the river without my life jacket. The second time we went, I got hung up again, but I didn't capsize. But now the cameras are permanently, they don't come off there. Which is why you don't get more than 1 or 2 views, because they're not moving, right? So, yes, I have all the attachments for the kayak. Carlos says more like videos so I can give to my clients for meditation exercises. Yeah, so, you know, the lake is not as exciting as the river, because the river, you know, you're kind of dodging trees and, you know, what have you. The lake was just so peaceful. And that was on a Saturday, which you would think the lake would be really busy because it was in the 80s. It wasn't even like we've been having some really, really hot temperatures. It wasn't even that hot out there, right? The water was nice and warm. I mean, it was just perfect conditions and nobody was out there. So that's my kind of lake trip, right? Peter's saying hi to Jeff. Peter's saying that's Johnny Carson, the great Karnak. Yes. I just know myself so well that, yeah, because I was sold on that Go 3. I think there's really a place for that. And not only can I wear it to chase him, but I think I could sneak it on him and he'd be all right with it. Because we went through a cave, which I haven't got that video up yet, but we went through a cave and he liked holding, I gave him a little Osmo on one of the little pixie things. And so this was kind of his rig. And he really liked to carry that for about 20 seconds. And then he gave it to Uncle G. Yeah. But we had the 360 camera with us also. And G was supposed to be in charge of that camera, and so he ended up with 2. But there were some spots where, like, they're not called holes. I don't know what they're called, but they're like caverns that go up or down, and they're hollow, and so you can't really lean over because you're not supposed to touch any of the rocks. So he stuck the camera like up and down and what have you. So that was kind of cool. I just have to figure out how to change the, but I am learning, Lewis, if you're still with us, I am learning about the markers, and that you can change your direction from marker to marker. So I am learning. I'm not 100% sold on, I just think that's a little bit above my skill level, but I'm trying. Okay. I'll probably one day the light bulb will go on and it'll just, oh, how simple is this, right? But right now it's just a little above my skill set. So there's that. But yeah, so if any of you have any words of wisdom, which would you buy? Jeff says, hi Peter, sorry I missed your live show. We'll take a look later when home. We are on the way to visit the grandchildren. Well, I hope they're not as noisy as mine. Actually, he's done pretty good for having no nap. And his, you know, when he stays with Granny, he gets to pretty much eat what he wants, do what he wants within reason. And so his diet has not been great today. And like I said, no nap. So I'm sure he will crash probably pretty close to straight up midnight, and sleep probably till 10:30 in the morning. So once he goes to sleep, he sleeps really well, but he still needs a nap. He still should have a nap every day. Tomorrow will be a little less hectic, so he probably won't eat any better, but he can eat better at his mom's house. I'm Granny. I don't need to make him eat good. And Melissa's saying thumbs up. To which one? Which one are you thumbsing up? The Go 3 or the Osmo 4? All right. Love your little man on the background. Yeah, he's you know, considering he hasn't had a nap, he hasn't eaten. I don't think he's had anything healthy today. He's had a lot of cheese. But I don't think he's had anything real healthy. He's actually, he does pretty good. He has moments, and then you know, a lot of grannies at the top of his lungs. So, but you know, he has his moments. He's my little sidekick. As he gets older, he is becoming more of my sidekick, right? Because we can do more stuff, and that's why I was thinking the Go 3 has that magnet, and I can just like put the magnet on his shirt, and maybe he'll forget it's there. I don't know, but it would give you a perspective from like 30 inches up, which is kind of cool, honestly. Seeing things from his perspective is kind of cool. I just can't crouch down and run like that, so it is what it is. I guess I could get one of those things where you hold, like it has a handle and the camera sits down here and hold it down low. I could do that. They make keeps. Tend to your little man, but such a blessing. Yeah, well, he really is. I'm really, really happy when he's around, right? So, but I really do like seeing that the first time he sees something and the light bulb going off, and it's just like, that is so cool, right? We walked through that arcade and all those games were new to him, and he's really a good shot. Like, they have this one where you hold on to two bars like this, and when the game starts, it spews water out of like a water pistol into this little bitty target that's about this big. And he won that every time he played it, right? So, I mean, he really can keep a steady aim, and so, yeah, he's pretty impressive. I'm not bragging or anything like that, but so I will probably end up with one or the other. Right now, I'm really leaning towards the Osmo, which kind of surprised me because I didn't think I was completely 100% sold on the Go 3. So I'll probably end up with something next week or two. GoPro 7 Hero, I have and love it. Never had an issue and great on the kayak. You do not need a separate housing and it's waterproof 50 meters. Yes, that's one of the things. That's why I said if this is permanently mounted, even if the kayak capsizes, I won't lose my camera. And the camera itself, as long as you don't have the mic on it, it's good to, I believe it's 3 meters, which the river's not any deeper than that. Now, had I capsized in the lake, the bars that they're on aren't any taller than 3 meters. So either way, and it can't come off that bar. So about the only thing that the river could do to it is, because the river's not that deep, a rock or something could hit the lens or something. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. So that's why I like the Osmos for that. But they're just so handy. I mean, they've got that rock steady, so you can put them in a car and drive. I've done several videos where I've taken like B-roll from the Osmo and set it to music and super, like, done super fast. And, you know, I'll be driving like 50 miles in 10 seconds or something. And they're just so steady. So I do like these. Just don't know that I want to invest in another battery system, but you know I'm going to. So I don't even know why I'm saying that, because you know I'm going to. It's just fact of life. Can't help myself, right? But I am also I'm going to be starting a bag marathon thing where I review a whole bunch of different bags. So the fanny pack apparently is making a comeback. I have actually, I don't know where it is. I've actually been using a tech bag that I've been carrying because it has so many pockets and it's the perfect size and it just fits everything well. So expect some of those videos coming up. And then the cave video will eventually pop up. I did put him in as a, okay. Well, it's probably dead. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. And we're going to head this little man to bed. So, thank you all so, so much. Do you want to say hello? Last chance. You want to come over and say hi? Last chance. Well, come here. Come here. Come here. There you go, buddy. There you go. What's his name? Look right here. Look right there. Huh? Say hi to Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Say hi to Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
And Lewis. And I don't know if Aiden's awake now. He may still be asleep. But Aiden is Lewis's little boy. Say hi, Aiden.
Hi.
And Scott. Scott's here. Say hi to Scott. You say Scott?
Hi, Scott.
There you go. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but yeah, I think we're gonna see if little man will cooperate and maybe watch some. There's a thing with avocado. What did you do? Okay, let's not do that. There's a thing with avocados. Well, I don't have my phone with me, dude. We can try this. Hello?
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 Hello? Are you there?
Hi, Peter.
Hoss? Hi, Hoss. What you doing, big boy? Are you playing with the dinosaurs?
Yeah. It's not Peter.
That's Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Are you playing with the dinosaurs?
No. But where are they?
Huh?
Where are the dinosaurs?
I heard you went to Dinosaur World.
It's this dinosaur train.
No, he's
Did the
talking.
dinosaur bite you?
No. It's just a game.
No, he's talking about when we went to Dinosaur World.
No.
Oh,
They didn't.
did you see the big dinosaur?
Yeah, we saw our solar snails and the mighty T-Rex.
I don't know if are you guys hearing Peter?
Yeah.
If you put me on speakerphone, they can hear too.
Well, I don't have my phone near me, so you're on the computer.
Hey, Peter.
Oh,
Hi.
I love you. You love
I'm
me.
Peter.
What?
Peter.
Tell me. What's the matter?
Dinosaurs, not the ones.
I like dinosaurs. Do you like dinosaurs?
Yeah, where are the dinosaurs? I do. There's a dinosaur right behind you, Peter. A dinosaur right behind you. There's a tree.
Where do you see a dinosaur behind Peter?
There's a dinosaur behind you. Oh my god. No way.
That's a joke.
It's just a joke.
Okay, you're gonna go.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to bed now, okay, Hoss? You're gonna go to sleep.
Good night, Peter. Bye, Peter.
Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you later, Peter.
See you later, dinosaur.
I'm not a dinosaur.
You're a dinosaur. You have a green t-shirt on. I can see it.
No. I beg.
He's talking about you.
Just hang up on these lines and you can show us.
All right. Bye. There's this T-Rex right behind you. So,
Hey, Peter.
so say hi to Carlos. He says, ow, stop hitting me. That's not funny. You're into funny. You're just really, really happy when he's around. That's so kind of like only exceptional grandparents feel that way. Well, yeah, he is, he is, very much a mini me, right? So yeah, he's definitely my sidekick. And say hi to Debbie.
I'm taking out them.
Hi to Debbie.
I'm taking
We
out
hear him.
them.
Oh yeah, I bet you do. All right. Okay. Well, we are going to try to put this little man to bed. All right. Okay. Be quiet. See. Bye bye. Don't stay on my camera. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, there's the start of the show. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming in. I'll let you know which direction I go, whether it's the Go 3 or the Osmo 4. But until next week, guys, everybody stay safe and smiling. And
What's me?
I'll see you next week. I don't know about him. Hey, would you not step on my cameras, please? Thanks. All right. Okay. Flow on me in just a minute. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. We have this thing where he blows on me and I blow up like a balloon, and then he likes to pop my face and pop the balloon, right? So yeah, it's okay. He's through. He's through. So anyway, guys, I will see you all next week, hopefully. And everybody have a fantastic week. Thank you for putting up with little man. I know he hasn't been the best tonight, but I hugely appreciate you guys. And I hope everybody has a fantastic week. And I will see you next week. Good night.